Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome back to How to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. I've stretched my paper, it's £190 Winsor & Newton watercolour paper, and I'm just leaving a very thin film of water on the paper, removing any excess from around the sides. I was going to say a big hello to any new subscribers we may have. Thank you for subscribing, and a big welcome to my old subscribers, if I can use that term. This is nickel yellow and I'm just washing this in. Some raw sienna. I'll bring some of this into the mountains. Yellow again. Just a touch of cadmium yellow light in here, I think, just to bring a bright spot onto some of the faces of these mountains and in the sky. Sevres Blue and a little touch of burnt sienna into it, just to give it that grey look. And into the top, just some straightforward cobalt blue. Just dropping a little into the mountains but not mixing it well. A little bit of an earthy green, this one. Cobalt blue, burnt sienna and cadmium yellow light. Another earthy green. Well, this one's French ultramarine, burnt sienna and cadmium yellow light. Strengthen some up in areas. Just tweaking it slightly. Just a little stronger here. Raw sienna. Just bring a little bit of darker washes here. Taking a kitchen towel, and I've just wet the end because I don't want it to take all the paint off, and I'm just going to add a little bit of interest in here just to pull a few clouds out, but I do want them to backfill a little bit. It's just a hint more than anything. And now we're going to let this dry. Now that that's relatively dry, it still has a slight dampness to it. It's just to stop the paper fully drying out, and it's been clipped down with crocodile clips all the way around. That will keep it stretched nicely. So I'm just going to re-wet the mountains, and somebody in the comments section is going to say, I can't find Sevres Blue anywhere. So I'm going to leave a link in the description box of where you can find it should you wish that colour. If you don't have that colour and you don't want to use it, you can actually use cerulean blue. It will just give you a slightly different colour, that's all. Just use what you've got. I don't want these mountains to be too prominent, even though they are large. I want it to support the painting and not really take over it. See what we've got here. This is a mixture of cobalt blue, burnt sienna with just a touch of alizarin crimson in to make like a purpley bluey grey. And I want this edge here to be softer and less distinct than these edges here. So I'm just going to test the strength of the colour. For me it's a little strong. So I'm just going to water it down until we get basically what I want. Just adding a little colour to the tops of the mountains, the edges, just letting it drift down. I've got to be careful as I allow this to drift down, because I don't want it to block out and mask out where these trees are. If you enjoy these videos, please click the like button. It does actually help small channels like this with the algorithm that Google and YouTube run. And I just want to drop some blue of the sky in, drizzling it in. Very pale. We can make it pale. Just want this edge to wash out slightly. And once again, just softening it all down on this edge, this part here. Putting some colour off, and this will create a little bit of mist, is what I said we wanted. Just a little touch more on the front of that one, I think. Helping to bring this one forward slightly. Softening it in. And now we're going to allow that to dry. Okay, now that that's dry, I just love the way that the mountains have granulated. It looks beautiful. I'm going to take some clean water and I'm just going to put some in the bottom of where these background trees are going to be. We might have to do this in a couple of layers. I'm taking a Deerfoot stippler and some raw sienna. And I'm just going to build up some trees here. Go into the water. Put the water up into it then if it doesn't want to flow. Remember to think about the shape of the bush and the trees. Varying mixes of burnt sienna with Indian red and burnt umber with Indian red, and this is Prussian blue with burnt umber, and this is just Indian red on its own. They're just to make different colours, different shades of browns and browny reds. And I'm going to leave some of the raw sienna showing, but still allow some of that colour to drift into the water below to create some mist. And I'm just putting it on one side of these trees and bushes. I don't want to overpower the raw sienna. And as we come into the damp paper, it will just all diffuse. This is just a damp kitchen towel, a little bit, just to help create that illusion that there's mist coming in here. And once again, we have to leave that to dry. Now that that's dry, once again, I'm just going to re-wet the next line of bushes and trees at the bottom here. I don't want to go too high. I think we'll put an extra set in here. Then we'll get a little stronger with the colour. Raw sienna. Just a little stronger. Again, moving in with the Indian red and burnt umber. And just allowing it to drift out there at the end. Because it's just a little closer, I just want to finish it off with some touches of burnt umber and French ultramarine. Just dropping the odd dark spot in. So I'm going to leave this one to dry. As I'm coming slightly forward again, I just want to brighten up the raw sienna by adding some of the cadmium yellow to it. Once again with my Deerfoot. Now I just want to add some of the earthy green colour that we made, cobalt blue, burnt sienna and cadmium yellow light. As we come forward we can see some of the greenery. What we'll do is we'll strengthen up parts of the foreground. Sienna with a little light red in it. Softening that edge. A touch of cobalt blue from the sky. It just helps to unify it. Bringing it together in the middle. And then we're going to let this dry. Now that the bushes in the background are dry, I was going to bring them out a little bit further and bring them a little bit forward by adding some darker colour to them. Umber and a touch of French ultramarine added to this. Touch of real dark at the bottom, just to bring a sense of shadow in. Strengthening it up in areas. With a rigger brush, I also want to pull out a smaller one. Pull out some branches in there. Soften the bottom of this off in a moment, but it's just a little bit too wet to do that. I think we will move into this area here and we will begin to put our trees in. Burnt umber with some French ultramarine in it, allowing the tree trunks to be at different levels on the bottom here so they don't all look in the same place. I just want to darken these in areas, not everywhere. I just want to allow a lot of variation in it. Gives it more interest. You've heard me say that before, interest is everything. To my rigger brush. Just pulling in a mass of trees. Taking a little damp brush and just softening these edges in around here. And I also want to add in some shadow. Just mix in between your earth colours that you've mixed up. Comes to this side. Softening this undergrowth in here. Softening this line of trees again and bringing some of these trees softening off. Adding some shadow. Really starts to bring some depth out now. Leave them little light patches, I like them there. I'm going to take my goat hair mop brush moving between the earth colours and slowly using it all up. Darker towards the centre. I do want to allow the background trees to show through. Into the Indian red. Taking it off the page. Sort of framing this mountain section here. As we come down here, I want to add a little bit darker to it. So just swapping between the earth colours that I've mixed up before, and either the colour you should be aiming for. Now I'm going to allow all that to dry. Now it's been allowed to dry off quite a lot. The paper is still damp, but I've just decided it just needs a little bit more shadow being dropped into it, this French ultramarine and burnt umber. I really want to bring out the dark in the undergrowth. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Don't be frightened of getting your darks in to create the contrast that you want. Touch of raw sienna with some cadmium yellow light. Just want to bring some autumn yellows into here. Pushing up to create some texture. Here's a really greyed out green. Whilst it's still wet, I'm going to add some of the burnt umber and French ultramarine. Pull it in from the edges just to start to darken the foreground, and this will mix with the green and the other colours. So I'm going to leave this to dry. Now that's all nice and dry, what I want to do is just bring a sunray through the trees here by lifting some paint out. Taking a little paint off here as well, just to create a light spot. Soften the edges as it comes throughout here. Just want to add a little bit of light and some contrast in here, so I'm just going to take a craft knife and I'm just going to scrape out one or two sticks and dead branches. To bring some dark into the light. Just for some grasses. Don't have them all going the same way. Just looks like a row of soldiers. Vary the length as well. Just adds to the sense that you're looking through the woods and into a clearing. I think we'll put a figure here. A couple, just an impression. I'd like to put a little bit of Sevres Blue into it just to draw your eye to it. Get around to the best bit. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have and you're a new visitor to this channel, please consider subscribing. I'll leave a link in the description box to other videos I've made for YouTube should you wish to view them. Don't forget to please like, it does help with the algorithm that YouTube are running. And I just, before we go, just want to separate that tree out there just by removing some paint. Okay, signed. All you need to do is mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.